First of all, I gotta mention that this beginning clip is unedited. I didn't touch it at all. This is exactly how it happened. So there were 4 of us, with myself included, playing Black Ops 3 this past weekend. We had already played quite a few games, and then we swapped to Uplink. A game on the map Combine loaded up, but then before it actually loaded, I got a black screen. At first, I assumed I had just got disconnected. But in my party chat, the 3 other guys also said they were getting the black screen with the spinning Treyarch logo. Then the screen flashed what appeared to be a lobby screen, but it was very brief. And then it started to load the game again. At this point, we were all pretty confused as to what just happened, but at least the game was loading again. Or so we thought. You'll see here it still says Uplink, and it still showed the map Combine, just as before. However, when the game starts, the announcer says Search and Destroy. And at this point, we had no idea what was going on. The group leader thought we may have just accidentally got dropped into a game of Search and Destroy, so he wanted to stick it out. I'm typically horrible at this game mode, but I agreed to stay as well. After I died the first time though, I instantly respawned. I may suck at the game mode, but I at least know the rules. Not only were there respawns, there was no timer, no bomb, and only 1 respawn location for each team. Then I kept hearing people call in streaks, even though the game had just started. There was no way the enemies had killed enough people to get some of these higher up streaks already. And then I got my first kill, and it was plus 500 score for 1 kill. Clearly, that explained how people were getting their streaks so fast. Apparently, this was a hacked lobby. But we did nothing to manually enter it. We had joined a public match of Uplink and somehow instantly got teleported into this hacked lobby. So after it happened, I went to Reddit to see if anyone else had a similar issue. And much to my surprise, there were actually several topics about it. In all examples, players were forced into these types of games. They didn't go in on their own, they were just pulled in like I was. Apparently, from what I've read, it's a custom game which is able to be played online. And anyone can do it. It requires just a few people and a bit of coordination. What happens is a group of people are able to create their own private custom game, which then somehow gets put into the regular multiplayer rotation. People also noted that in Black Ops 2, you could do the same thing. You were able to set up a custom game with bots and then play it online with friends. And this, of course, allowed people to level up extremely quickly and have ridiculous stats. But it was eventually patched. So I just wanted to make the general population aware of this. This is legitimate boosting, which is a bannable offense. Except there's no preventing it. You'll randomly get sucked into these lobbies. And if you're like me and had no idea what was going on until after you get a kill, you're already guilty by association and your stats will be mucked up, clearly showing you were in one of these lobbies. So here's the public service announcement. If you randomly get swept into one of these lobbies, nope the F out of there. If you're on the PS4, just hold your power button on the controller and quit the application. It happened to me later the same night. This time, however, my team was already in a spawn lock of epic proportions. I stayed around a bit, obviously with the intention of resetting the game so it didn't affect my stats at the end. You could tell these guys were boosting all sorts of calling cards. There were haters, motherships, raps, and every other high streak in the game. I saw some of the people going for rapid kills by using specialist weapons like the Purifier. And of course, I saw people destroying power cores left and right. So this is just a heads up should you encounter anything like this. You'll just randomly get whisked away into a hacked lobby with no way to avoid it other than restarting the game or your console. Feel free to tweet this to David Vonderhaar so we can get it fixed. If you consider staying in one of these lobbies, just be clear that it's extremely noticeable by your stats. Now, I know it's not the player's fault for getting forced into such a lobby, but it is your choice to stick around and abuse it. I would hope they'll figure out some sort of cutoff by looking at stats to determine who gets banned or reset. And hopefully they don't just start resetting everyone who ends up in these lobbies, especially since you have no control and initially have no idea what it even is until it's too late.